Today we're talking about points versus cashback. Which one's better? Well, by the end of this video, you'll have a crystal clear answer to that question, as well as a few specific credit cards you may want to consider getting for yourself. So let's get straight into it. Because look, I get it. Cashback cards sell you on one thing: simplicity. You swipe your card, get 2 cents on the dollar, and you call it a day. It feels safe, predictable, and easy to understand. But here's what I've learned after years of doing this credit card thing. That simplicity is actually costing you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year. And if you talk to anyone who's serious about maximizing the returns on their credit card spending, none of them are choosing cashback cards. Because people in the know go with points. And there are a few really good reasons for that. But before I get into those reasons, let me break down the math for you to show you exactly what I mean. And specifically, I want to do this by looking at the difference in earnings between a cashback card and a rewards card. The cashback card we can look at is a pretty new one that was just very recently released, and that's the Wealthsimple Cashback Credit Card. And I'm choosing this card because it earns a flat 2% on everything, and Wealthsimple launched the card with a massive Apple-style product launch. They're talking about it like it's the hottest new thing on the block. And so the card must be good, right? Well, let's see how the math shakes out. If we look at the 5 major spending categories, you can see that the Wealthsimple card earns 2% on all of them, of course, since it earns 2% cashback on everything. But now on the points side, I want to compare the Wealthsimple card to the American Express Cobalt card, since the Cobalt card is known to be the gold standard for earning points in Canada. And this is how the Cobalt card earns points on these same 5 categories of spending. Now, in order to put these points in context, you need to know how much they're worth. And so I've been tracking points values for years, and today American Express points are consistently worth around 2.5 cents each. That's the highest amongst all the major programs in Canada, as you can see on this chart. And so now we're able to do the math on that. With each point worth 2.5 cents, buying dinner, for example, gives you 5 points for every dollar you spend. And since those points are worth 2.5 cents each, 5 points times 2.5 cents equals 12.5 cents per dollar spent. Or to put that another way, you're saving 12.5% every time you buy dinner with your Cobalt card. And the same is true on groceries, which is completely crazy. You're saving 12.5% on your grocery purchases just by putting them on a Cobalt card. But if you had the Wealthsimple Cashback credit card, well, you feel like you're getting ahead, earning 2% on that dinner and grocery run, until you realize that you could be earning 5 or 6 times as much on the exact same purchases just by switching to a different card. So right off the bat, you can see that in some cases, the difference between points and cashback can be enormous. But that's not the only reason rewards cards are so much better than cashback cards. Because here's something most people get backwards about points and cashback. They think the cash is more flexible, but that's not actually true once you understand how travel points actually work. Because with cashback, you get exactly what you see: 1% back, 2% back, whatever. It's predictable, sure, but it's also a ceiling you can never break through. But points are completely different. If you really need cash, you can redeem the points for a statement credit at a predetermined rate. For example, American Express membership rewards points can be redeemed for a statement credit at a rate of 1 cent per point, which means that a card like the Cobalt is still earning 5% cashback on groceries and dining purchases, which is still way better than a cashback card like the Wealthsimple card. And that's actually the worst way of using your MR points, because if you want to stretch that value a lot further, you can do some pretty incredible things that just aren't possible with cashback. For example, I recently redeemed 40,000 Aeroplan points and $116 for a direct Turkish Airlines flight from Toronto to Istanbul. Now, if you were to buy that exact same flight with cash, it would cost you just under $1,400, which means that I got 3.2 cents per point out of this redemption. And it's not like this flight is hard to find. 40,000 points is the standard price for this route, so if you look up Toronto to Istanbul on Aeroplan right now, you're going to see the same price. Now, of course, you won't always get 3.2 cents per point on every Aeroplan redemption. Some flights give you more, and some flights give you less. But that's the beauty of using points over cashback. Points can go a lot further if you know what you're doing. And so if you're the kind of person who likes to be in control of your life, the points path makes a lot more sense. Because cashback is only worth what it's worth. If you earn 2%, you get 2%. End of story. There's no optimization, there's no strategy, and there's no way to multiply your value. Meanwhile, someone spending the exact same amount who's earning travel points could pretty easily be getting double or triple the value depending on how smart they are in their redemptions. But now let's talk about the more intangible stuff, all the extras that come with premium travel rewards cards. I'm talking about benefits that you literally cannot buy with cashback rewards, no matter how much you've saved up. For example, at the top end of the spectrum, the best premium travel cards offer unlimited worldwide airport lounge access with those cards. And then you might also get some annual travel credits and hotel elite status benefits that get you upgrades and special treatment at hotels around the world. But then compare that to most cashback cards, where the extras generally cap out somewhere around purchase protection and extended warranty coverage. Don't get me wrong, those are nice, but they're not putting money back in your pocket every single month or taking your travel game to the next level. So it's important to keep in mind that the difference in points versus cashback isn't just about the raw value of what you earn. It's also about all the benefits that come with the card. Now, one of the things cashback supporters always say about travel points is that they're too complicated. And look, I totally get why people think that. I know there can be a learning curve when you're first figuring out transfer partners and award charts and all that stuff. But here's the thing, in 2025, there are step-by-step guides everywhere. Entire YouTube channels like this one and other communities dedicated to helping beginners book their first awards flights using points. And honestly, once you've done it a couple of times, it becomes second nature. It's like saying online banking is too complicated, so you'd just rather write a check. Sure, there was a brief period where you had to learn something new, but now it saves you time and gives you way more control. But still, let's say that you're still not convinced. Let's say you want to keep things as simple as humanly possible. In that case, you can still redeem your travel points for cash or statement credits if that's what you really want. You're not locked into using them for flights. You're just giving yourself options that cashback cards can't provide. And so in my view, the real complexity comes from sticking with cashback and missing out on everything else. Because while you're earning your predictable 2%, everyone else is taking incredible trips for a fraction of what you'd pay in cash. So you're missing out on experiences that are literally only available to people who understand how to turn their everyday spending into premium travel rewards. And in my view, that's a way bigger risk. So now I want to return to the two cards I mentioned a few minutes ago, the Wealthsimple Cashback card and the Amex Cobalt. And I want to show you the differences between them. So this is the sample spending profile I always use when comparing credit cards. It may not match your spending exactly, but it is based loosely on average spending data from Stats Canada. Now, if you've got the Wealthsimple Cashback card, here are your earn rates for the 5 spending categories we just looked at. And this means that you'll earn back $40 a month or $480 a year on your spending. But with the Amex Cobalt, things look quite a bit different. Here are your earn rates for the exact same 5 spending categories. And this means that you'll earn 5,250 points a month, and since those points are worth around 2.5 cents each, you're getting $131 in monthly value or $1,575 in annual value. That's more than triple what you're earning on the Wealthsimple Cashback card for a return on spending of 6.6%. Now, of course, this isn't only the case with the Amex Cobalt, and I could draw a similar comparison with another rewards card too. But the big idea is that you'll generally earn quite a bit more with rewards cards than you will with cashback cards, especially if you know what you're doing with those points. And we haven't even talked about welcome bonuses yet. For example, the Cathay Pacific World Elite MasterCard comes with a welcome bonus of 60,000 Asia miles, which are worth 2 cents each. That means that the welcome bonus is worth $1,200 on a card that only costs $180 a year. But of all the cashback cards I've looked at, and I've looked at virtually all of them, the highest welcome bonus I've seen is worth $350, and that's from the CIBC Dividend Visa Infinite card. But you have to pay an annual fee of $120, so the net welcome bonus is only worth $230, less than a quarter of what the net welcome bonus on the Cathay Pacific World Elite and many other rewards cards are. And then layer on top of that the fact that many cashback cards, including the Wealthsimple Cashback credit card, don't offer any welcome bonus at all. And so to put that in perspective, to earn the same $1,200 that you get from the Cathay Pacific World Elite from a 2% cashback card, you'd have to spend $60,000. And so look, I get that cashback cards offer simplicity in the way that rewards cards don't, but you need to be aware of the fact that you're leaving a huge amount of money on the table. It's the classic trade-off. Settle for an easy 2% and watch the big wins sail by, or learn just a little bit about the points game once and unlock way more value on the exact same spending for the rest of your life. You already spend money on groceries, gas, and travel, so why not let that cash catapult you into a life that's inspiring? Because I don't know about you, but to me, there's nothing inspiring about getting a few dollars back at the end of each month. So to see how the smartest travelers are turning their everyday spending into top-tier adventures, watch this video next. Everything you're looking for to take your credit card game to the next level is in that video, so I'll see you there.